Good evening and welcome to FTB Sports. This is Talking Points, our Tottenham Hotspur magazine program, if you want to call it that, where we round up all the news from Tottenham over the last week and look at 3 talking points. I'm joined again by my super special guest, Hotspur hustler Mike. Welcome. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself?
Very well, very well.
Yeah.
Still on a bit of a high, so
Still buzzing from yesterday. Yeah, why not?
I was watching back. I was probably buzzing a little too much. it was all good fun.
Smile.
That's a good one.
I love it.
Oh yeah. That's. Oh, I must admit, it did make me laugh even watching that back myself. So
sponsored by Colgate. I loved it.
Yes, mate. So we've got to be. We've got to give it out. If we get it, we've got to give it out as well. So that's my philosophy. And 3 wins on the bounce in terms of Premier League. So let's get into our first talking point. This is it. Here we go. Top four. I like that. Top four. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Clever that. We're on a good. We've got momentum. We're starting to build momentum on this. 3 games on the bounce. Tottenham for top 4. Do you know what? I wouldn't put it past us now.
So just give you some context. Obviously, I think the game has finished with Chelsea and Everton. Chelsea were winning 2-0 last time I saw, which meant they were going to be 5 points ahead of us. We're on currently 27 games with 45 points. Goal difference of plus 18. Chelsea would have played 1 game more, and so they'll be on 50 points. So obviously, game in hand to us. Win that, would only be 2 points behind them.
Yeah. I think we've got. I mean, once we play Arsenal, I think it's only Man United and top 4, top 6 left.
Yeah.
We've done Man City both games, Liverpool both games. I would say that's a relatively good run-in towards the end of the season, because I don't think we've got any of the bottom 3, have we? Or the bottom 4. I think we've played.
As far as I'm aware.
I think we've done Fulham twice. Sheffield United, I think we've done twice. Crystal Palace, I know they're not in the bottom 4, but I think we've done Brighton twice.
Yep,
so I think the majority of the teams we've got left are going to be lurking around mid-table, which that in itself is probably favourable for us, because they haven't really got much to play for, or you'd think they haven't got much to play for.
Yeah.
If you're going
personally, I was just going to say, personally, for me, it comes down to the fact of if we're still going to be in Europa come the back end of this season, and obviously with the Carabao Cup final as well, back end of April, it's whether or not we can juggle everything, with the players that we've got. Would he still want to really push for? He's doing well at the moment. And in terms of Jose, as I'm saying, he's juggling the squad well. 3 wins from 3 in the last Premiership games, but I just think the priorities are going to come once we get later on in the rounds of the Europa. So hopefully we get through that round of 16 into the last 8. Then it becomes a business end.
Yeah, agreed. I think we can do it. I honestly do think. Now we've got the next 11 games. They're all relatively, I'd say, apart from Man United, Arsenal, they're relatively in our favour. So, why not? 2 points. If we win our next game, we're 2 points off Chelsea. Chelsea are prone to slipping. Leicester is slipping.
Yeah, so Leicester and Man United have both played 28 games. So Leicester on 53 points, Man United on 54. So let's take it that we win our game in hand, that takes us on to 48. We would be 6 points behind Man United in second. So again, everything's kind of close. It doesn't take a lot of, couple of draws in from them. Keep on this winning momentum. You never know.
Exactly, and 5 games, a lot can happen in 5 games. That league will change, especially if Leicester sort of have this in different form that they seem to always have at this part of the season, where they start dropping off, losing points. I think we can do it.
It's still a possibility. As I said, I'm tempering that with the fact that we're still in, the Europa, and if push came to shove, I think that would be the priority for Jose, because it's a trophy, as we've talked about. It gets us into the Champions League anyway. But we shouldn't neglect the fact that now, having had them 3 wins in a row, it does put us in a decent position for anybody that does slip up above us. So that's the point.
Yeah.
We've still got 3 teams up. Well, I say 3 teams. We still got, West Ham, who at the moment, obviously the game that they're playing is a draw. So that will take them above us. So we'll be back into 7th place currently. But as I said, there's still a lot to play for in the next 10, 11 games. So
yeah, definitely
watch this space for Tottenham. Okay, let's move on to our next point. Toby and Sanchez. So the last 3 Premier League games, both Toby and Sanchez have started in a central defence along with Lloris's goal. And we have only conceded 1 goal in that time, scored 9 and conceded 1. Prior to that, we were horrendous at the back, if truth be known. What do we think now about this partnership going forward? Is this now our centre-back pairing, top pairing, should I say, first choice going forward? And if so, where do we have to kind of, monitor these guys? Because obviously Toby being the older one, not able to play as many games as we think in a row, although he's played the last 3. What's your thoughts on that?
What would be interesting is the first 10 games that we played this season. I can't remember for the life of me who our centre back pairings were. I know it chopped and changed a bit, but
it did chop and change.
Who was it? I
want to say off. I would like to think, as I said, one I do remember clearly was the game against West Ham. So we were going pretty decent guns in the early part of the season. We had a couple of mishaps, I would say, because there was that game early doors with, I think it was Newcastle, where Dyer had that handball, didn't he? So it was kind of Dyer and Alderweireld, and it was Dyer and Sanchez. And I remember the West Ham game, it was Sanchez and Alderweireld, and it was kind of like you said, chop and change. It was no consistency. But Dyer was pretty much a mainstay, if I'm honest with you. Dyer was the one who was the mainstay in any of the partnerships. But we've seen in the last, the games before the ones we've won in the terms of league, there was a lot of mistakes coming from particularly Dyer. So Jose's made that change, and we've culminated in 1 goal conceded in 3 games.
Yeah, it's an obvious one. It seems to be something seems to have clicked, and the fact they've only conceded 1 goal in the last 3 games.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? You can't really change. You can't change that centre-back pairing. They have played remarkably well since.
Do you think even going into the game on Thursday that he might keep them, or do you think he's going to change that?
He'll change. He needs to change that. Just purely on the basis for keeping them fresh for weekend's game against Arsenal. He might, to be fair, he might play Sanchez only purely because I don't think it was particularly as hard a game for us like it was against Fulham. That was more of you had to put in a bit of graft there to get the win. Crystal Palace, okay, they scored that goal, but the possession showed that we were in control of that game. We had a lot of the ball. We weren't chasing. We weren't running hard. We didn't really have to get out of second gear, probably. So Sanchez, potentially, I could see probably Sanchez maybe at the back with Dyer just for the game on Thursday. It would make sense. It might find Aurier and Davis at the back, but in terms of that partnership, I think that's the partnership. If they're fit, if they're able, then, and especially in the big games, like the return leg against Zagreb, I'd definitely go with that partnership. And then just deal with the game we've got the weekend after that game. Just deal with it as we can. But they seem to be. There's something's clicked. Something's clicked and it's working. So
something is working. I think that's the right phrase. Something's working. Whether or not you can also coincide that with maybe the center, the 2 central midfielders playing really well. Højbjerg is obviously doing a lot of work in between. There's more, I guess, more attacking threat when we have Reguilon playing. His return from injuries also coincided with those clean sheets, although he hasn't played in all the games that they've played in terms of, the league games. But I still think that confidence thing is come about from having more attacking threat. So that doesn't get lost on me. We're attacking more, but yet we're conceding less, which is a good sign because it means that we're more on the front foot and our percentages in terms of our possession is definitely higher than it has been for a while.
And I think on the back of that as well, I did sort of notice Toby a little bit more than probably Sanchez, and you could see Toby was sort of, you could see it just through his arm movements. He was telling the back line what to be doing and where to be, and I'm assuming that he must have been talking to Sanchez, just because he was pointing and talking. So it made sense when he was looking over to his right that it was probably Sanchez that he was sort of barking orders at. And
Agree.
And if that's what's needed to keep Sanchez in line, to be the legs almost for Toby, then so be it.
As you've many times said, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably a good point. We've had good solidity at the back, but we've also had a lot of attacking threat, which takes us into the last talking point for tonight. Harry. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I didn't even edit it properly. Sorry about that. And I'm gonna have to do that whilst we talk. But I'm gonna talk about what it was. The actual last talking point was Kane, Son, or Bale. And it was almost like a who's the most valuable of those three over the last 3 games that we've had. Just to give you some stats, Kane has scored, and this is only in the Premiership in the last 3. Kane scored 3 goals, 2 assists. Bale scored 4 goals, 1 assist. Son, no goals, but 3 assists.
What can you say to that? Those guys are only going to get better as well. With that front three, it's just I think when you look at it, the front three, I don't think you can even name a better front three on paper. I really think that they can. Bale's only going to get better. You can see like with regards to Harry and Kane, with Son and Kane, that connection, that chemistry that they have had and do have. I think the chemistry between Bale and Kane is starting to develop.
That's one thing I noticed at the weekend. You know, they both got their braces, but they were both kind of working with each other. Obviously, Harry's knocked back for Bale's second goal is obviously his first goal as well. When Nomura kind of nicked the ball, passed it on to Harry. Kane looked up, literally drifted past that defender, crossed it with his left foot, and who was there in the middle to knock it home? It was Gareth Bale. So them two combining together is a really frightening prospect. But let's not forget about Son. Although his goal contribution hasn't been as much, he's really that pace that he's got to get him behind. His volley pass for Kane's headed goal, which was close to being offside. That was quality. That was real quality.
Yeah, and I mean, Son is he is world class.
All 3 of them are. All 3 are, in my opinion.
I would agree with that, and that's not me just being a Tottenham fan. That's just, it is what it is. They are world class, all 3 of them. I think they would. Okay, Bale's had his issues at Madrid, but I think you just have to take that with a pinch of salt with regards to the issues that he's had with Zidane and stuff. Sometimes it happens in football, doesn't it, where sort of your best players, for whatever reason, either don't get a look in because of injuries, or they don't have a look in because of a disagreement maybe between the two, or something's happened on the training ground that you're just never going to be privy to. And obviously, neither Zidane or Bale have come out and spoken about it, and I doubt they probably will. Maybe not until Bale sort of packs up football, maybe, and he wants to write a book. You might find it in there, but
it'd be very interesting to see what went on, because as I said, it can't be down to the fact of Gareth Bale's not good enough. So there was a lot of, we don't know what's gone on, whether it's a clash of personalities. I don't know.
Yeah, but Mourinho's he's managing them well. He's obviously put that shoulder around him. He's giving them confidence, giving them belief that Mourinho believes in him, and Bale's doing the business. And I mean,
7 goals from Bale and Kane out of 9, where one of those was an own goal. So Moura scored the only other goal. So from the 9 goals we scored in the last 3 games, 7 have come from Hazard and Gaza. But as I said, you know, we still can't forget about Son, even though his goals haven't haven't been as many as we want. He's still up there in terms of top
No,
goal scorers in the league. So
I
we
think
can't.
What is he, third or fourth at the moment? He's got a 13, hasn't he?
So we are looking at top goal scorers. Mohamed Salah with 17,
Yeah.
Harry Kane 16, Bruno Fernandes 16, and then Son with 13. So he's number 4 on that list.
You can't argue with that, to be fair to him. I mean, that just goes to show how many. It just goes to show how many goals he banged in early doors.
Exactly.
And the fact he's still top 4 goal scorers in the league. I think he'll take that all day long as well.
100%.
But if he's not scoring, he's happy to be assisting, and that's the beauty with Son. I mean, he's not too. I'm sure he does like getting on the score sheet, but I mean that goal for Kane, Kane's second goal yesterday. Son was more than happy to put that across the box because he knew Kane was there. And he was going to put it in the back of the net. And that's a team player, isn't it? That's what you want. Yeah. I mean, if you've got a world-class player like Son and he's happy to be assisting, then I think you've got the right balance between, especially in the front three, of if someone's assisting, the other scoring, or if one's not scoring but the other two are. However you look at it, it's
all
just
3 of them were involved in all the goals over that last game. All 3 of them. So, as I said, 2 goals each, a brace each from Kane and Son. Sorry, Kane and Son. Kane and Bale. But then, Son's then chipping in with an assist as well. So, again, if all 3 of our players who are world-class can continue that form, it doesn't mean to say all of them need to play great that same game. If they do, it's a problem for the team. And even Roy Hodgson had to say our attack was just far too much. They just couldn't deal with the transition.
And he was honest.
I want that same level against Arsenal. As I said, I'm not dismissing the Zagreb game.
No.
I'm looking at that as being a 2-legged affair. One-off game against Arsenal. We want to see Kane, we want to see Bale, and we want to see Son doing what they're doing.
I mean, they've run riot against Burnley. They've done it against Crystal Palace. If they do it against Arsenal, and they're up, and I'm assuming Bale's going to be proper up for this game because obviously
100.
He's Tottenham through and through, isn't he? Really, and he knows what it is to play against Arsenal and to beat them. And I reckon those boys are going to be up for it on Sunday.
That is what you said. That's the beauty. Those 3 players, all of them know what it means to play and to beat Arsenal. Son obviously did it in the earlier game this season when we had the 2-0. Brilliant goal from Son in that one. So we are excited, should we say? I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
I am. I mean, what's Arsenal going to do? Who are they going to put in that back line to counter that threat of those 3? I mean,
you're not going to Holding. Don't forget, they got Rob Holding.
Imagine Holding. He won't know what's hit him. Neither will Lewis. He'll be running around in circles.
David Lewis, that's his name. David Lewis. What's going on?
Lewis the Whisk. It'd be interesting. It's going to be an interesting affair. And as I say, those 3 on their day. I mean, even if one of them's just scoring the goals, you've still got a problem on your hands. So.
Massive problem. And as I said, I just want the players, every single player that plays in that game on Sunday, should we say, has to be up for it because Arsenal are going to want to come. This is all, I say all they've got. Obviously, they're still in the Europa, but given the fact that our form has changed now, we've got them points ahead of them. It was looking like they were going to possibly overtake us, and they were all getting gassed and excited about, we could catch you. You lot are still nothing. You can't win anything, and we're going to be above. That's changed now. So really and truly, this is their cup final. And I think, if you go on social media, they're beginning to maybe talk it up a little bit, but I think they're kind of a little bit now concerned, shall we say, that we've got a front 3 of those 3. They've got Aubameyang, Saka, who else? Lacazette, you could say Pepe, but I'm taking our 3 over their 3 all day long.
I wouldn't put Pepe in that. I think
PP, as I like to call him, PP.
He's pony, mate. Let's be honest.
Let us be honest.
When you're comparing it to our front 3, they're not even on the same wavelength.
100%, I agree.
So I'm glad Bale and I'm glad the other 2, Son and Kane, are all coming into. They're all starting to find form again, and that's only good news for us. So yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to the games coming up. Obviously, we've got a few more shows this week. Zagreb show to do pre and post match. Also, look out for the preview show with a number of special guests on Saturday for the North London Derby, and the post-match reaction for that one should be a belter. I'm hopeful that we're going to have some Arsenal representatives. We'll definitely have Tottenham representatives, and it's going to be a good one. So look out for those further shows down the week. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Please also leave some comments down below for anything you might want to see on this show or other shows that we have. Yeah, it's been a pleasure today again, Mike, and we obviously happy. Let us go and see how let's go and see how the Hammers do against Leeds in this game that's playing now. But yeah, look forward to seeing you for the other shows in the week. As said, just one more time, please like, subscribe, share, comment. 500 subscribers. Once we get there, we'll be doing a draw, which you can win a shirt of your choice. Name and number on the back. That is it for tonight. Take care, my friend, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, see you, mate.